guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. For today's video, I'm going to be testing out the new Rimmel 25-hour Lasting Finish Breathable Foundation. So if you guys want to see how this lasts on my super oily skin, then just keep watching. So starting off with the packaging, it comes in this glass bottle here and it comes with 30 mils of product. The only downside I'm finding so far is that it comes with this weird doe foot applicator, this like super large paddle that you're going to like paint onto your face. I don't know if I'm going to be a fan of that, but we'll try it out, see. It might be revolutionary and I might love it, so we'll test it out today and see how it goes. At the moment this one retails for $22.95 on the Priceline website and it comes in only 8 shades, which is pretty dismal but not uncommon for a drugstore kind of foundation range. So this one does have some lighter shades, but it kind of only veers to like the middle road. So if any of you have a darker complexion, you're probably not going to find the correct shade for you in this foundation. This one comes with an SPF of 20 in it, so really great for daytime wear. Probably not going to be great for nights out with flash photography with that high SPF. It also claims to be a medium buildable coverage. So I mean, for me, for an everyday foundation, I'm not looking for the highest coverage possible. I just want something that's going to provide coverage but not look like a mask, if you know what I mean. I absolutely love the original Lasting Finish foundation with the comfort serum, so I'm really interested in seeing how this one stacks up. So let's just jump right into the application. So I've just pumped out a little bit of the original Lasting Finish foundation in the 100 Ivory and then the Lasting Finish Breathable Foundation again in the shade 100 Ivory, and this is what they look like here. So this is the original Lasting Finish foundation here and this is the Breathable Lasting Finish foundation here, and as you can see the shades, these are both in 100 Ivory and the shades are really different. It's not a complete shade match across these two lines. This is much lighter and a bit more neutral. This one here is a little bit more kind of a warm toned there as well. So hopefully it matches my skin, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't oxidize too much, but just for a comparison there for you. So I'm going to begin by priming my face. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. I use a primer in every single first impressions foundation review that I do because I have super oily skin and I always use a primer. So that's why I'm going to do it in today's video as well. So I'm just going to apply this to the kind of central portion of my face and then kind of blend out towards the edges. So I'm going to begin by opening this up and just, I guess, streaking it on my face. I don't really know how to apply this. Now it is quite runny. I'm just going to start off with one side of my face just to start off with, just because I'm not sure how quickly this will set. So that's kind of one dip and that's what you get for one half of your face. So I'm just going to blend it out with my Real Techniques Miracle Sponge as well. I'm definitely going to need more to get the coverage that I'm after, but it is really nice light coverage and it does even out your complexion a little bit. I've still got a bit of pink kind of peeking through on this side of my face, so I have really bad breakouts at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but good time to test the foundation, I guess. So it's not really covered anything here. You can definitely still see my freckles through it, so it's not a mask, which I actually really like, but I'm going to go in with another kind of layer and see if we can build it up a little bit more. Especially around this area where I tend to be breaking out and around my nose where I get a bit of redness. I'm just going to make sure to cover down my nose as well. See what kind of coverage we can get out of this. Okay, so I'm going to blend that out again with the Beauty Blender. Oh, that coverage is really nice, that extra little bit. I'm going to make sure to bring this down my neck. I'm not sure of the colour so far. Now this one doesn't really claim to be oil controlling at all, which I'm a little bit worried about, but it does, obviously that 25-hour lasting finish does imply that it's a long wear foundation, so we can get some good wear time out of this foundation. So that is kind of one half of my face here, so you can definitely see that it's even at my skin tone, but you can definitely still see my skin through it, which I'm actually really loving. I think the colour's pretty good. Hopefully it doesn't oxidize at all. But yeah, I'm really loving this. It's definitely, you can still see a bit of my acne coming through, but I would probably just spot conceal that anyway. So far I'm really liking that. It's looking really natural and it doesn't emphasize any of my large pores at all. The texture of my face does not look emphasized at all and it's actually drying down quite nice. There's a bit of luminosity to my face, but it's not like glowy, but it's not like matte and flat, if you know what I mean. It blends out so easily, like I'm not even like trying to blend this out. It's just melting into my skin. Looks so good. Probably due to that kind of more liquidy consistency that it blends out so well. So again, make sure to bring it down my neck. So guys, that is the application on my entire face. It looks really natural. You can definitely still see a few of my blemishes coming through here, but I'll apply some concealer over that a little bit later. It does not feel mask-like or heavy at all. It is super light. I literally don't feel like I have anything on my face like whatsoever. And it has set down and It has a slight, I don't want to say powdered, it doesn't look powdered, but you can definitely see that it's set down. It really hasn't covered up a lot of my redness that I have over my breakouts on the sides of my face here. But for a natural everyday foundation, I think it looks really, really nice. It doesn't look dry or cakey at all on my face. I'm actually really, really, really liking it so far. So although the coverage isn't there, it's not marketed at being a full coverage foundation. I would definitely say this is a medium foundation for sure. I was actually really digging the doe foot applicator. You can just smear it on your face. You don't have to worry about applying it to the back of your hand and like forgetting to wash it off and like walking around all day with like this foundation mark on the back of your hand. So I actually do really love that. I'm not a fan of how hygienic that would be, constantly dipping in and applying over your face. I wash my face every morning before I apply a new foundation. It's still not the most hygienic thing, but just something to be aware of. So I'm gonna apply the rest of my face and I'll be back with a check-in. Hey guys, I'm back. The time is now 9:48 a.m. so it took me about 20 so minutes to do my makeup. Just a really natural, fresh makeup. I'm actually going to my nephew's first birthday now, so I wanted something just really natural and easygoing. So this is the look today. Everything went over the foundation amazingly. I used the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I also used my Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Powder to set my face. Applied a little bit of MAC Fix Plus just to get rid of any of that kind of powdery look to the skin. Highlight, bronzer and everything applied really, really nicely. This is just the highlight here. The skin itself looks really, really natural. You can definitely still see a little bit of kind of pigmentation from my acne coming through, but I'm not like against that. I think it looks really, really nice. I actually think that the color turned out pretty nice as well. So yeah, I'm loving this foundation. It is, I think, settling a little bit into my smile line here already, but that's not unusual for foundations for me. It looks really nice and youthful. I'm loving it so far. It looks amazing, but the test will be whether or not it can withstand my super oily skin. So fingers crossed. I'm gonna head out to my nephew's birthday now and I'll check back in with you guys when I get back. Hey guys, so I'm back with the check-in. The time is now just past 2 o'clock, so I've had the foundation on for about 4.5 hours ish. This is what it's looking like at the moment. I definitely have some of my oils coming through at the moment, but it's not terrible. It is so hot here in Sydney today. So hot. The humidity is just, it's just everywhere. It's disgusting. And I've been outside for my nephew's birthday, so I've just come back and I definitely am feeling a little bit sticky and greasy on my face. So I'm just going to grab a mirror so we can have a close-up look of the foundation and see how it's going. Okay, so I am definitely oily. Sides of my nose, on the sides of my cheeks here is oily. It's come off a little bit on my chin as well. I don't have any of that weird separation. It's just so more so rubbed off a little bit here, but my nephew was like all up in my face, so it could have been just because of his chin there. It maybe is a little bit separating on either sides where my smile lines are, but like, I don't know guys, I think it still looks quite nice. It does look very natural. Like I said, you can still see a little bit of my redness popping through, but I don't mind that at all. I actually think it looks really, really quite good. At this point, I would be tempted to blot it and then apply a bit of pressed powder over it just to make sure it gets through the day, but I'm not going to do that because we want to test this out. So yeah, the 4.5 hour mark, I am looking shiny, but it's not terrible. It's nothing that I'd be like really self-conscious about. I just look like I've got a kind of natural glow, as you can see. At the moment, I'm still really liking it. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can have a really up-close look of the foundation. Okay, so now we're nice and zoomed in. So as you can see, I'm definitely looking really shiny up on either sides on the sides of my nose here and on my cheeks here. If you can see, I do have a little bit of creasing happening on either sides of my mouth. It didn't really cover up super bad breakout that I've got going on right here, but I mean, I'm not too stressed about it. I do feel like it's oxidized a little bit. I'm definitely looking a little bit more yellowy orange than I did when I first applied it, I feel, but it's nothing super crazy. I'm still loving the foundation even though my oils are coming through. We're gonna stick it out and see how much longer we can get out of the foundation. I'll check back in with you in a few hours to give you my final thoughts. So guys, I'm back. The time is now 6:38 p.m. so I've had the foundation on for roughly 9 hours. And I've got to say, I'm actually pretty impressed with how well it has held up with my oils. For a foundation that doesn't actually market itself towards being an oil controlling foundation, I think it's done a pretty damn good job. I definitely am shiny, there's no denying that, but it has lasted. So my foundation isn't breaking down or molding or going like weird and patchy at all, which is what I look for mainly. You can get rid of oil with a bit of blotting paper and a little bit of a touch up with a powder, but if the makeup itself starts like going blotchy and like breaking up and looking really chat and cakey without any additional powder, that's when you've got some issues going on. So I'm super impressed with how well this has held up. I'm just going to have a quick look in the mirror here. So like I said, I am really shiny, especially around the sides of my nose here. My forehead's pretty shiny as well. My chin's not so bad. The coverage is mainly there. Missing a little bit on the side of my face here from when I was giving my nephew a cuddle today. Besides that, the foundation has stayed. It isn't the highest coverage foundation, but again, it's not marketed at being that. And I actually really like the natural kind of finish of the foundation itself. So I'm really impressed. I'll zoom you guys in so you can have a really close look up to see what the oils are actually looking like. So as you can see, quite oily through here on the sides of my nose. My chin as well, it's lost a little bit of coverage, and my forehead is quite shiny as well. The foundation itself still looks really good. I'm actually really impressed by it. So guys, for 9 hours worth of wear for a foundation that doesn't market itself towards controlling oils, I think this has done a bomb-ass job. Now, do I think it's better than the original Lasting Finish foundation? No, I do think that the original is better just for coverage and also for longevity. That one does control my oils a little bit better. But for another option that's really light and super natural on days when I'm not having a massive breakout on the side of my face, then this one I think would be a really great option. I think it'd be great for when you're on holidays as well. Blends out super easy and still looks like your skin. You don't look caked up in makeup, which I absolutely love. So guys, that was my final thoughts on this foundation. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a big like, thumbs up, and subscribe if you're new so don't miss out on any of my new videos. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.